Hi, thank you so much for having me today. My name is Juliana. I'm with the LKP Consultants, and I will present to you today a new technology that we believe will have a huge impact on your business. Right, so I hope you have my presentation open. Let's go to slide one. It's just a cover for us to talk about today. On slide two, we have here agenda, what we're going to be talking today. I'll give you a brief introduction, I'll talk about technology, the overview, how it can impact your business, how can this technology will help impact your business as well in the market, how it would work, should we move forward, and why you should choose us. So on slide three, a brief introduction today, and let's go to slide number four. So just so we are on the same page, we want to talk about a little bit about your company, ABC. We know that it's a new startup that just got Series A funding, so now you really have to go out there and really show for it. So, what is next for ABC, right? What do you think that you could do now to improve your products to set you apart, right? So this is why we're here today, and I believe I have the answer to that question, right? So ABC, your new company that provide AI ML capabilities to surgical procedures in hospitals. You provide insights on how to approach surgical procedures, and your algorithms are static, right? Which is usually the norm for this area, right? And so your techniques create machine learning algorithms to look at information prior to procedures, to identify patterns and trends, and provide more individualized and research-based approaches, right? I'm telling you what you already know, but it's just so we are on the same page here and make sure that we got it right? And we are a technology consultancy company that connect businesses with the best technology to transform and improve business. So let's go to slide five. I will give a little bit of an overview and how it can impact your business. Right, so the technology that I want to present to you today is adaptive AI. I'm sure you heard about it, especially as AI developers. You've heard of this emerging technology, right? So what is adaptive AI? Just to briefly cover for you. Well, it's a technology powered by various techniques, including machine learning, reinforcement learning, neural networks, agent-based modeling, and evolutionary algorithms, right? So this technology basically learns, adapts, and improves itself based on the data and environment. So it can identify patterns and perform more accurate, faster predictions. That it does that autonomously. So it doesn't require a coder to come in and adjust according to new information that is received or new trend that is identified, right? It does everything autonomously. So it means that it's faster and then it can adapt to real-time situations. So when we are talking about hospital environment, an emergency surgery, this can have a great impact, right? So let's go now to our slide number 7. So what is the difference, right? As you probably already can tell, adaptive AI is constantly able to, we're on slide 7, by the way, I'm sorry, that can update their models in real time based on new data, right? It doesn't matter if it's a large or if it's a small data set, it can adapt. And it's designed to be flexible, right? If you look at AI machine learning algorithms, they can be less responsive, less adaptable to the complexities. It works great, but when you have a lot of complex data, it can create some issues there. It can have some impact, right? And it needs to be constantly updated. Otherwise, it can become stagnated. And it does not learn from experience, right? So there is a new data limitations, especially when you consider, let's say you put in a new coding today, if something new happens tomorrow, it would not know, it would not learn from that. You already know this, but just want to make sure that how adaptive AI can change that, right? So let's think, for example, when we had the COVID, right? So many new things were happening, so many complex issues were happening, right? And adaptive AI has had the benefit and the responsiveness to get this data from institutions and get the system ready and provide insights on how to manage, right? So let's go now to slide number 8. So is adaptive AI for you? Yes, of course. It can directly impact the value proposition of your product, right? It is the next step in AI machine learning, right? It's already, I'm going to show you in the next few slides why I can back this up. So it is the next step. And it can give your product a more accurate insight. It can be better. It can give a wider range of application to surgical procedures. Um, so yes, it is for you. Let's go now to slide number 9. I will get into more details on why I believe that. So for ABC, for your company, it can reduce errors to surgical planning. It can give you more personalized treatment surgical plans, and it helps mitigate risks, right? So one thing is when we have, you know, a textbook procedure. Another thing is when you have a complex situation, right? And this technology can help you mitigate those risks, right? And it can offer real-time support to help decision making, right? Sometimes there's no time, situations are evolving in, you know, being responsive is very, very important. Can give you better surgical workflows, and obviously it will be translated into profit. We believe, based on our previous assessment, we believe that this product, this technology, that it will be integrated to your product can give you a 30% increase in revenue, right? Based on the investments that are being done in the market. Gartner predicts that businesses that are engaging with adaptive AI will outperform their competitors by 25%. And that is just by the year 2026. That's very soon. So we believe that you can get a 30% increase in revenue and even bigger slice in the market share, right? As your new company, and for you to continue entering the market and adapting your product to that, it will give you an extra edge, and you'll be able to grab a bigger slice of the market share for sure. Let's go now to slide number 10. So how can this product impact your clients, right? So one thing is how it can impact ABC's product, right? It can bring you revenue, it can bring you differentiation, and this is something very big, especially when you're talking about healthcare, right? But for your clients, this is a cost-cutting technology. Your product will help them cut costs, and for hospitals, this is sweet music, right? Your products can offer your clients lower surgical risk, less complications, less time in the operating room, so less risks, better resource allocation, better treatments, optimization of resources, like I just mentioned, and it can help avoid unnecessary and less effective procedures. So let's say you have I'm sorry, a patient that would have to do, some very simple procedure. I don't know, gallbladder removal, right? Something very textbook. But then this client starts having these complications, and because they have some underlying conditions that weren't accounted for, and you need to make decisions in real time. And with adaptive AI integrated to your product, not only can foresee that, but also can give you better procedures that for sure will optimize the treatment. So the risk for less effective procedures is there. So for our clients, less complications, less time, due to better workflows, right? In real-time assistance. So now let's go to slide 11. How can adaptive AI position ahead of competition? I already gave you a little preview before, but now we'll give you more facts to back this up. So let's go to slide 12. So here we have a graph that shows you, and a table that shows you the investments currently taking place in adaptive AI. So we can see here that by 2028, this market size value will be $8 billion. That's a lot. Obviously, this is not just for healthcare. This encompasses various other areas as well, finance, education, that have their eyes in adaptive AI as well. But you can see that there is obviously a trend that this is where the machine learning AI market is headed, right? There's a lot of high volume of research and development, and we can also see that there is a trend that this is where healthcare is going, because FDA recently is starting to include adaptive AI in their AI regulations. So it's already foresee that this is where it's headed. So it's important for you to stay a step ahead. So let's go now to slide 13. So how can you position ahead? Like I said, this technology is the future in healthcare. It's very important for any business to be flexible and adaptable, right? And I mentioned before at the beginning of this presentation that if companies that start engaging with adaptive AI systems will outperform their peers at least of 25%. So this is big, right? So this is another important thing. So at the stage where you are now, a startup company, just got your Series A funding. So now you're really showing up for the investors, right? And you already have a working product. But if you wait until adaptive AI becomes a thing, you will have to re-engineer your product, right? It's not such a simple thing. And at the stage where you're right now, this is the perfect time for you to implement this technology into a product, right? So for you to re-engineer now and start changing your systems now for you to get ahead of the competition, right? By being one of the first entrants in this market, it will really help with the market expansion and market share. You're talking about providing your services to West Coast hospitals, but who knows, this can help you expand to the entire country, and really expand um, your product. And if you're one of the first entrants, later it's just about staying competitive, staying ahead of the curve. You don't need to fight, in the industry to enter adaptive AI because you are already there. So let's go now to slide 14. I'm going to show you now our technology roadmap, how we can, this is just tentative, right? And how we believe we can implement this into your product. So let's go now to slide 15. So phase one will be to assess and plan 1 to 2 months, more or less. Assess your company's needs, your current situation. We'll define goals, objectives, budget's a big thing, right? And do some research for you. On phase two, we'll develop and integrate the product, right? We're going to select framework, algorithms, prepare everything, integrate it with the systems, assess bugs, run tests, simulations, and implement maintenance and monitoring guideline. Okay, so we are being more or less optimistic here, 3 to 6 months, because you already are in technology. So this is not something that is completely disruptive to you. Obviously, this time frame could change based on how the testing will go. Yes. Phase 3 is assessment of this integration, 1 to 2 months. How can it will really impact if there are new features that we could identify here. And the final phase is the product being ready to be marketed, and continuously improving and monitoring. One of the things that FDA is trying to regulate is, since it doesn't require humans to go and adjust coding, how they can set guidelines to really prevent bias, right? Bias is a big thing in machine learning and in AI, as we know, because the system is just as good as the data is fed. So, we don't want the systems to develop bias, against race, gender. So this is a very big thing, and this really should be a priority when implementing this technology to prevent that, right? So, we are assessing 10 months in total to implement this, but it could be a little bit longer, depends. Once we assess your situation as well, we will be able to provide, but more or less 10 to 12 months max, okay? And our services, let's go now to slide 16 and now slide 17. So how can we help? We have extensive experience and expertise in technology integration processes. So we take care of the entire process for you, right? We save you time in selecting developers. I'm sure that, you have 75 employees, and I'm pretty sure that your procurement department is maybe 1, 2 people. So, there is a lot of burden and stuff when you are trying to procure, developers and implementation and everything. And we are here to help you with that. It can save you time, it can save you money as well. We have a lot of contacts in technology, and then we can get you some competitive prices as well. Right? So we can be there to select the right solution for you and make sure that the integration process is a smooth one for you, that this is not going to take a lot of your internal resources. Yeah, so this is how we can help. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much. Now we're going to slide 18. We put a link of this call here if you want to go through it. And on the last slide 19, there's some references to back up our claims. Thank you very much. I look forward to getting your feedback. Thank you.